Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to go and find, a couple of cooking items so I can be able to bake some things and make some things. Today I'm doing salmon. So far I have the salmon and I do not know which herbs I'm going to use, but my herbs are popping today. So anyway, I'm gonna take you guys on a journey with me to go and pick up some items from the store, and let's get into it. All right, guys, I made it to the store, but before I came here, I clearly saw, well, not really clearly because I couldn't record it, I saw a farmer's market, and I always get the same thing, my kettle corn, and I always get a small one, so while I run errands, I can be able to jump on it. And this time around, I got honey. I didn't get any vegetables or anything, but this is the honey I got locally. Local honey, because I have allergies, and it actually does help that I eat local honey. But yep, I made it to the store, and I am looking to get my product so I can be able to make, I think I want to make a tart today. I really don't know. I'm not committed to it per se. Y'all, I just almost saw a car accident. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not too sure what I'm gonna make today, so yeah, I'm gonna get my stuff and then we're gonna circle back around to the kitchen. I'm done running my errands and I'm pretty much finished with the setup of making today's dinner. So in that being said, I wanted to talk a little bit about what I received out of my garden and what you saw me cut off. So of course I had a little bit of basil, Thai basil, and then of course sage. Oop. And by the way, I'm just gonna let that one go. By the way, I want you guys to know that whenever you bring in your herbs from outside, please make sure that you wash your herbs with a little bit of vinegar and make sure that vinegar is washed off, just so that it doesn't carry into the dish if vinegar is not going to work well with whatever you're using your herbs. So aside from the herbs that I'm using, again, basil, Thai basil, and sage, I'm also going to be using the dry seasonings of salt, pepper, paprika, chili powder, and garlic. So we cannot forget the garlic here. And then as far as the veggies that I'm gonna put on top for flavor, I'm definitely using this red onion and I'm using this lemon. So I have to clean off my fish, my salmon fish, but before I get into the actual real, like what I'm cooking tonight, guys, I am using an Atlantic salmon, 2 to 3 pounds-ish. And I do not have exact seasonings, like how much seasonings I'm using for this actual recipe. It's really up to your discretion. I usually do a good medium taste. I do not make this fish really too spicy, and it's just a great summer fish. So all that being said, I gotta go wash my hands because my grill is basically almost ready, and let's get into it. So what I want to do here is kind of explain what I'm doing. Now I'm eyeballing the seasoning according to like the smell. Now that means that I have a little bit of experience on seasoning a fish, but what's really important about the back of the fish and why I have the fish scale size up for this actual recipe is because when this crisps up, within the foil, and the foil will be down towards the fire, it would have a great rendition of flavor to go up through the meat, and also it gives a great recycle. I want to make sure I heavily season so that actual flavor can recycle to the top of the actual aluminum foil, and then also it will crisp up and make this just beautiful crust at the bottom of the fish. Now also I want to make sure that you know that you do not want to over salt, but you want to make sure that it's at a good decent amount of salt on there. And I also would highly recommend, if you do not know basically how much to season, I would start off with a teaspoon of everything, and just really, you can make this fish over and over again. Really try it out, or see with the teaspoon. Let me backtrack. I would also say take the time out to take a teaspoon of all of the seasonings here and just do a little pinch on a scrambled egg to see how flavorful those seasonings, how, you know, with the teaspoon come together. Now, before we even put the herbs on here, I'm going to flip, this beautiful fish over. I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm going to season this side well and prepare it for it to go into the foil. Okay, now let's just talk about the seasoning on the top here. Now, as you can see, all the bones are out of this fish, by the way, and the store does it for me. I love H-E-B for that. But just to put attention back on how I season, I did not over salt this side of the fish. On top of that, I didn't use as much chili powder on this side as well, because the actual flesh is what my significant other eats, and he doesn't like it that spicy. Now, paprika is just for color for me, and I love the smell. I wish I could find a roasted paprika, but it's been hard since COVID-19. But then I did salt, pepper, and then the white actual dust you actually see, that is onion powder. So now it's time to transition this beautiful fish into some foil. Okay, usually what I like to do whenever I create the foil, I like to make sure that it actually is bigger than my chopping board, right? And I want it to have enough room so I can be able to fold on the side. So in saying that, I'm going to move this bad boy over here, hopefully safely. Oh, there's no commercial break to go to if something goes wrong. Put this foil here and prepare it to have a fish on it. Now, what does the preparation look like? It looks like olive oil. It looks like oil, it looks like olive oil, it looks like lemon, and it looks like red onions and the herbs. So in saying that, I am going to take my cutting board and put it on top of here before I add the fish and prepare my veggies. Okay, so what I want to kind of explain to you guys what I'm kind of doing here. So basically I made a great bed for my salmon. So the bottom of the salmon, remember, is already seasoned. And with that, I'm adding that extra element or that extra layer of seasoning on there. So I just basically scattered the olive oil all over the bottom. And this is going to act kind of like a frying agent. And this is what's going to make that skin crispy, even though this is going to be an enclosed case within this foil. Then also I want to talk about how, you know, I just kind of scattered the actual herbs and the onions and the garlic everywhere, and the lemons. I didn't actually have the lemons pretty much everywhere at the bottom. It's because all those flavors are always going to wrap back around to the top of the fish. So I wouldn't too much worry about making sure that every inch of that, every inch of the skin touches the lemon, or every bit of, you know, every space within the salmon touches all of the herbs and all that type of good stuff, because it's all the juices are going to flow back into each other. Unless your family loves an extra lemon, extra garlic, extra whatever type of herb, definitely add more, please. So in saying that, we are going to get into putting the actual salmon, let's see, on top of the bed. Ooh, had a good eye for that. All right, so we got this beautiful fish almost ready. So what I'm gonna do is, of course, wash my hands so I could be able to start to add the different elements back on here, because I need to do olive oil, so I have to touch the olive oil. But till then, I'm gonna come back and show you how to actually close this beautiful, beautiful pocket for the salmon. Okay, so let me explain what's going on here. So it's about time that we start to actually close this case, but I want to remind you guys it's okay to go a little extra on the olive oil, because with the actual beautiful smoke, it'll start to actually sizzle the on top layer of this fish as well, because there is going to be a point in time where we open up this case after it's been on the grill for about a good 25 minutes. So also I wanted to remind you guys, you do not need, once you actually squeeze the lemon on top of here, you do not need to have it the top layer covered with lemon either, unless you like that extra lemony taste. But make sure that you scatter your onions everywhere, your herbs everywhere, and it touches the actual flesh of the fish. And speaking of flesh, you saw how whenever I drizzled on the olive oil, I did the double taps all around in order to actually help, like, you know, keep the seasoning on, and also just make sure that olive oil was evenly spread, so you don't have to miss a lot of the olive oil or add too much in the end. So I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm going to show you guys how to also close this case, and then you're going to watch me actually put this on the grill. I'm so excited, guys. guys, I am so excited that this fish is finally done. I get to dig in once I get off the camera, but what I'm going to do is make some type of relish on top, and that'll probably be in another or separate video. And I'm going to use some of my fruits, my sweet fruits, to go with the actual savory and the actual tartness from the lemon. So in saying all of that, thank you guys for joining my journey within my vlog of what's for dinner tonight with Ellie Janae. But yeah, I look forward to talking with you and vlogging with you in the future to see what's for dinner. Yeah, bye guys.